Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the next edition of the briefing room. We today have Captain David Reffitt with us, who is our perks officer, and we will be talking with him about some of the new perks that have come up. But before we get to that, I'd like to make a couple of quick announcements. First, I'm pleased to announce that our SFDPP audit has been complete. Now we are in cleanup mode. If you need help restoring your access, if your access was removed, please contact your one-up. If you're an XO, for example, contact your CO and the like, and get a help desk ticket put in. Make sure that you have completed your SFDPP exam. The recertification will be going until the end of this month, and then it will close. So I highly suggest that if you need to recert, that you take the recertification course, because then you will need to take the full course. We have gotten rid of 101 and 102. And we have combined them into just 101, so there is only one exam. Currently, we are having some issues with Gmail and the sfi.org. Just want everybody to be aware that we know we are working diligently on trying to get that repaired, but there's no estimated time for repair on that yet. It seems that due to a lot of the forwards that we have on our sfi.org emails, that we've been marked as spam, but that will be corrected very quickly. All right, control room, if we could bring on Captain David Reffitt. Would like to welcome you to the briefing room as our brand new perks officer. And so we're just going to get right into this. So what perks do we have on the Members Hub currently?
So thank you for having me today. So right now, what is on the database is fan sets. We got Sci-Fi Geeks, 4Imprint, and Star Trek wines. So fan sets, if you don't know, they create comm badges. They have figure pins, and they are giving us a 10% discount on the entire site. If you want to get into that, it's the code is Trek Geeks. It is on the site. Sci-Fi Geeks, which was formerly Patch Geeks, is getting us 10% off of custom orders. I've got the email up online. You go to them and mention Starfleet, and they will work out and give you a good pricing on custom work. I've had patches from them in the past, and they are amazing. Great quality. They even stand up through washing, so they are great patches. Another one is 4imprint.com. Everybody has heard the commercial. 4Imprint, for certain. They do all kinds of stuff. They can put your logo on pins, pencils, mugs, all that stuff. That's also giving us 10%. The code is online. And the last but not least, that is up and ready right now, is Star Trek wines, giving us 10% off on certain selections. So all the details are online. I know that Fleet Admiral Nottage has already ordered some. So
those guys were great. I had actually ordered my set. I had ordered my set a couple weeks before that came out, and I had just gotten it, and I sent him an email saying, "Oh, oops, I forgot to turn in my code." They took care of it within 24 hours. No
Nice.
complaints. It was fantastic. Those guys are truly amazing. So those are going to be that are currently posted are in the Members Hub behind the firewall. So we want to make sure that folks, as you're using these codes, note that they are a member perk and not necessarily out for the general public, but do use them and use them frequently. All right. So what do we have coming down the pike?
All right. So the three that I just sent off, I think it was Thursday or Friday to InfoServe to get put onto the database is, of course, another company that does custom patches and all that other stuff called Ghost Patch. Not only do they do patches, but they also do challenge coins and quite a few other different things. So take a look at that. It only 5% off of custom items because they are a small shop. They are locally, basically individually run. Is that's the word I'm looking for? Another one that I just acquired too, that's soon to be posted, is Red Roof Inn. So this is nationwide. Um, all the details will be on the website. So anywhere in the United States, and I think a couple of places in Canada, and I believe, and don't quote me on this, but um, I'll have to check that out again. But I'm pretty sure that it'll work on international too. And they have quite a few different brands underneath the Red Roof Inn. So there's a special website that you're going to have to go through to get those. Again, the details will be in the database as soon as it's posted.
That was that, you know, that was amazing that just as we were talking about hotels and all of that between you and me, that email came in that I sent your way.
Right.
And you know, so some of those marketing emails really do work. One thing I wanted to mention is on the Star Trek wines. Want to make sure that that folk understand that there are only certain places that wines legally can be shipped to.
Correct. Yeah, they
Certain,
cannot be shipped
certain
overseas.
can't
There's
be
certain
overseas. There's certain southern states that you can't order them from. But you know, if you really want them, and either you know that I'm coming into town or somebody's coming into town that can get them, you know, they are really amazing. The bottles are super cool. I love them.
yeah, the bottles are I love those bottles.
Yeah.
Uh, and last but not least, is coming down in hopefully real soon is Symbol Arts. They do a lot of challenge coins. They have apparel. They have mugs, and it'll be 15% off of a custom orders. So I think between um, Sci-Fi Geeks, Ghost Patch, for Imprint, I think we have a lot of promotional options for us as far as ships for members of the fleet, even Starfleet International itself, if they want to jump on board and check out some to see if, like, the quartermaster might be able to get better deals. So that's
Yep.
what I've got so far as acquired perks. I do have a lot more that I'm working on.
One of the things for folks to remember is as you're using these and you're uploading the heraldry, make sure that you're using the new logo. Please don't print new items using the old logo. If the star field doesn't stretch out to the ends of the Starfleet, then you're probably using an older logo. And if it doesn't have a delta on it, you're definitely not using the new logo. On the members hub as well, there is a style guide. So make sure that you check that out so you can use the heraldry appropriately. There have been a few out there that I contact when I see stuff. And everyone has been very nice about going through and making the change. As a reminder, though, if you have pre-printed business cards, if you have table coverings, if you have things like that you don't have to go and order brand new, you are more than welcome to continue to use the legacy logo. Just if it's on new documents and digital documents that are in existence that you can alter, we ask that you do so. All right. So what do you got? What do you got working in the works besides those that are getting ready to go on the website?
I've got pages upon pages. So I've been trying to work with other companies and other hotels, and I can tell you that a lot of the big major hotels want you to sign up for their perks program.
Mhm.
But I do have reached out to San Diego Comic-Con to see, and they may be running the same way that creation and stuff has been, but we'll see. Cafe Press is another one that I'm working with. Everybody probably is familiar with that. They've very similar to Imprint, for imprint.com. I've been working with,
Spreadshirt is another one that I've used in the past.
yeah, that's one I saw too. But their pricing is a little higher than some of the others. That's why I went with a little cheaper, but we'll see. I can look at that one too. Vanguard Military Supplies is another one that I popped out because they also do certain custom badges, comm badges. I think it was Christopher Boggs had posted something that he got from them years ago. They do a lot of military supplies. So if you're the Starfleet Marines and looking for a place to get ribbons for your awards and stuff, they do a lot of those ribbons. So that's what I'm
And
trying
the
Yeah,
racks.
correct.
Yeah.
They also have a lot of different things for your uniform. So that's what I'm trying to work with them to get. Um, I'm also trying to reach out to right now MGM Grand, Caesar's Palace, since they are worldwide. I'm trying to see what they can work with me on that. Another one that I just found this morning that I sent them a request was something called Gear Homing. They do basically they do sweats, hooded sweatshirts, Hawaiian tees. They have all kinds of different genres there, but they do have an extensive Star Trek um, section for Hawaiian shirts, pullovers. They look really good. I haven't really seen them, but I'm trying to see what I can do. I'm also reached out to Neutral Zone Studios, who does Star Trek Continues out in Georgia. They have a full set tour. Same on that principle is the Ticonderoga set tour. I reached out to James Cowley on that one. Um, Rush Order Tees, which is another custom T-shirt shop. I am working trying to get Team Mobile to give us a discount. Boost Mobile, Aries Studio, Cosplay Supplies, all of
AT&T?
AT&T's already gotten back with me. They do not offer a discount to private, but if we wanted to set up a business account, we would need a business credit card. And I'm like, no, that's probably not going to happen.
Got it.
So that's what I'm working along with. Let's see, I missed a couple. Vistaprint and Glendale Parade Supplies. So those are some of the ones I'm trying to get on board.
Excellent. So so tell me about what have been some of the trials and tribulations going through this in this brand new one in the brand new position, and even down to your interaction with other members that may not quite understand what's going on, and why don't you share a few of those out there? Let's leave the who out,
Right.
but we want to make sure that everyone understands what it is that you've been going through. And I will make the comment that you dealt with all of them very well so far.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it wasn't easy. Trust me, my mouth wanted to get me in trouble. But some of the issues that I've had is a lot of companies that I have reached out to don't want to take sides in fandom, so they don't want to give like Starfleet something that they're not going to give another fan group. And I can understand that because if you're talking Starfleet, Star Wars, Doctor Who, and so on and so forth, it's going to end up losing them money. So I completely understand. And when I get a no response or I'm sorry we can't offer this, but if you want to go do this, I mean I'm working on all angles to try and see what we can do. Some of the others issues that I've had is that some people have sent me comments, say, "Hey, can you go check out?" I'll do one that you did, Nottage, and say, "Hey, what about campgrounds?"
Yeah.
The problem that I have with those and the problem that I've encountered with those is because they are small mom and pop things, and most of them are independently run, they don't offer any kind of discounts for anyone except if you're in their like KOA member loyalty program. Um, Other issues that I've run into is that some people can't understand that I've tried to work all angles to get discounts. We'll just throw this one out here that happened recently is I got a message about, hey, what about hotels? So I sent back the message that, hey, some of these hotels require that you sign up for their perks program and they're not going to offer anything anywhere else. This individual just kept on pushing it and say, well, can't we just use our nonprofit status and tell them to give us a discount? That's not how it works.
It's not.
Just force them to give us anything. Um, so that's one of the encounters that I've had is pushback from members saying, "Why can't this be done? Why can't we do this? Why can't we just use, the not the nonprofit or you use this or that?" And I'm like, "That's not how it works. That's like going into a store and saying, "Hey, I want this for 5% off. I'm not anybody special, but I want it for 5." It doesn't work that way. So those are some of the encounters that I've had and some of the problems that I've encountered. I am working, even though I get a new answer, I tend to try and go back in and look at a different alternative and say, well, what about if we book X amount of nights? Is there a way that we can get something? So I'm still working the angles and trying to work different avenues. That is why that I was able to get sci-fi geeks or patch geeks because I said, well, I'm not looking for anything special. I'm not looking for freebies. Is there something you can do? And that's when they said, well, we can do 10% off of custom orders and not what we have on the website.
Yeah, no, and that makes perfect sense. Some of the things, out there as we are coming out of this post-COVID time, people are trying to recoup money. They don't want to give discounts. They want to capture you by their own right with their membership perks, like you were, with their own loyalty programs. And that makes, perfect sense. Some of our previous perks were linked to individuals. And that's not right either.
Right.
So, an individual is getting the perk from the perk, right?
Correct. And
Um,
yeah, that's one of the things that I was made aware of by Choice Hotels was that
yeah,
um, they don't have anything special. And I mentioned, hey, before in the past we were given a perk, and they're like, well, that person probably was using their own code and
right.
getting, the free stay nights and stuff by people staying. So that's why it's like, yeah, let's do this on the up and up.
Well, and that's absolutely right. We're not doing that. We are staying on, as much as we can on the up and up with it, with everything that we put forth. There was even another one of the older perks that was up there that we come to find out ended up being a trafficking website.
Yes,
You know,
trackdating.com, I think is what it was.
right. So we got rid of that very, very quickly. And I'm surprised that snuck by, going through and evaluating as much as possible to make sure that we're providing a family orientated product out there. Um, so one of the things that you've been working on, um, is bringing on liaisons.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about that program for you, what it is that you're looking for, who you've already brought on board, if you have. Give us the long version of that rundown.
So most of the perks that I am trying to get is international perks, but the problem is that some of the companies don't have them, and I'm not versed in all of the perks, say, that can be gotten for someone in Europe or someone down in Australia. So that's why I'm looking for perk liaisons out there from those different regions outside of the United States to be able to come on board and go through their local area and go, oh, XYZ hotel here, we can get a perk from them, so this way the people in those regions have a way to get perks to make their, Starfleet um, experience even better for them. I know, like Star Trek wines, giving that as a prime example, they don't ship overseas. They don't ship internationally. So there may be companies in the UK or Australia or New Zealand, maybe local wineries, that would be more than happy to work with Starfleet and give those members in those regions the ability to get perks. So that's why I'm looking for liaison officers outside of the regions in the United States. So if you live in, um, let's see, region 11 is, let's see, I can't remember all the
You got
regions.
11, 18,
Right.
9,
I think 20
um,
and a few others like
20,
that. So,
10, and even 13. Although it's
right.
probably easier to ship to the Canadian locations.
Correct. Yeah, and some of the companies do work internationally. One of my newest perk liaison officers, which is Captain Michael Perna of the USS Pacifica down in Australia, was able to go on and use the Fansets discount. However, the shipping is what surprised me, is how much the shipping was. So basically, his
Mm.
10% that he got for his thing covered almost all of the shipping costs. So that's why Captain Michael Perna is my Region 11 Perks Liaison Officer to help me work on Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacifica down there. So he's working very diligently with Titan Pulp Culture, which is a big, I guess, like almost like fan sets for that region down there. Um, there is a couple other companies he's working with. I'd have to get back through the email. I didn't even think about downloading that one myself. But um, so I am looking for, if so, anybody that's watching this today, I am looking for parks liaison officers in regions outside the United States. So pop onto the volunteer resources, send me your application. I will be more than happy to take a look at it and work with you to get some perks in your regions.
Well, who knows? Maybe some of those items that they have there, they will be able to ship into the United States, and we'll be able to get something that we can't necessarily get here that might be, slightly different.
Correct. And
Um,
also, if they're able to get, excuse me, hotel discounts like I did with Red Roof Inn for those that travel internationally to go to conventions, that would be a great perk for them to use too.
right. So, where would people contact you? What's your email address? What's the best way to get in touch with you in case somebody says, "Hey, I got a perk for you"?
That would be going to dop@sfi.org. That is
Yeah.
the one that I use for all Starfleet members. That if they want to reach out to me and say, "Hey, what about trying to get this perk?" or "Hey, I just happen to know that this company would work with private individuals or the private organizations to do so." So yes, dop@sfi.org.
Excellent. Excellent. So, is there anything else that we've covered a lot of information? Is there anything else that you would like to tell the membership? And then maybe I'll go through and take a look and see if there are any questions out there.
I think we've pretty much covered a lot of this, so I'm open to any questions. So
I'm just going through all the streams here, and we have our back end person that's checking, and I don't see anything new coming up as far as questions. If there are questions out there, go ahead and put them into the either the Facebook or YouTube chats, and we can try to get to those pretty quickly here. Um, in the meantime, thank you very much, David.
sure.
I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. Um, and we will make sure that, oh, is there something new that just popped in? I see a one there. So it's Captain David Reffitt answering Michael Stein's question there. And
And I see the
excellent.
question popped up from Michael Stein. It says, what is the email again? That is DOP. That's Department of Perks. So it's shortened DOP at sfi.org.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, keep going with it. Let's get as many perks as we can in there and see kind of where we go from there.
All right. So one other question I did see in the comments over here as I'm scrolling through is from Eric
Yeah.
Johansson. It says, there it is right there about working. Are you aware of any work being done on a rack builder? I think I know what you're talking about. And I can tell you that certain companies that I'm trying to work with, and I already mentioned two of them, that was Glendale Parade Supplies and Vanguard Military Supplies, would have what you would consider a rack builder for your Starfleet Marine Corps ribbon sets. I have already found and I've gotten them from that company. So they do have a lot of alternative, I wouldn't say alternative, but they have a lot of the ribbons on their website. So go check it out. You want to be very specific on your coloring and match. Some are like white. You have to look really closely. You have to go through all the different ribbon sets to find them. But I have been able to find almost 90% of those ribbons in those two places, Glendale Parade Supplies and Vanguard Military Supplies. So check those out. In the meantime, I am going to send them another email to follow up on that for you.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. I think we've covered just about everything, and I don't see any new questions coming up. I'll make a mention here, just to stretch out a little bit, that the next briefing is going to be on May 5th. We are working on that topic at this time, and we are going through and we are just plugging away. We've got a Admiralty board and an EC meeting coming up in February. There'll be lots of good things going on there. Congratulations to the regional coordinators that just got reelected, Cesar in 18 and Helen in 11. Congratulations. Looking forward to continuing to work with you. And I guess at this point, I think that's just about it from the briefing. And let's also mention that Starfleet News Now will be on March 3rd, all starting around this same time. So we got a lot of great broadcasts. Communications team is doing a fantastic job. Keep reading your CQs. There's a lot of good information in there. And we're just going to keep plugging away, communicating as much as possible. If you have any questions, you can always message me on Facebook or on Discord. Happy to answer anything you need. And I think that's it. I'm going to guess I'll send it back to the control room.